What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the WichitaPromo Podcast with your host, EKM. We back at not in Kansas anymore studios. I got my guy, Wzrd Mac, behind the levels and the camera. We got a very special guest in the building. I'll let you introduce yourself to the people.
How y'all doing? My name is XV, Vizzy. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. Hip-hop artist, been doing this for well over a decade, man. A decade.
Yes, sir. Legend in the game for sure. Legend in the city. Staple in the city, man. Like,
man,
when your name comes around, people light up.
Thank you.
Thank
you. And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, it took a lot of work to get there. Of course, people will be like, man, he had to go through a lot of hating, a lot of da-da-da. But I just think that it was more so the catching up of my story.
Yeah.
And people wondering what happened? Did he get a record deal? Who did he sign to? Was he working with Just Blaze? Was he working with J. Cole?
Yeah.
And I think just all of those stories, that's kind of, I accept the word legend because that's what helped and instill that legend.
Yeah.
I could only imagine
For
being a 15-year-old and there being a rapper with these stories and being like, dang, say what? And it goes even deeper than just what people know. So that's what's crazy.
For sure. So you fresh off a new release as well.
Yes.
I was just listening to it this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blog Era is dead. Out now on Even. We're releasing it October now. It was supposed to come out September 20th. So we pushed it back just a little bit to get a few more visuals out and get a little bit more set up as far as press goes. And we're setting up a tour as well. So we just pushed it back just a little bit, held back the streaming release. The theatrical release is still out there on Even. You can get it now for as little as $5 and hear the whole project. But it is a classic in the making. I can't wait to give y'all the visuals and the documentary and all the story behind it. But it's a very in-depth album. It's telling me and Mike Summers' story throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I love that. Tell me about the process of putting that together, because it's a hell of a project. You got 17 songs on there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of features and everything.
Yeah.
How did that all like come together? How did you?
So we started working on it. Actually, the original process, it started from a project called Middle of the Madness.
Okay.
And that was during COVID. And we were just basically making records in the middle of the madness.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, here in Wichita, it feels like we're in the middle of the craziness because we're getting both sides of the LA stuff and the New York stuff and the down south. We're just in the middle of so much. And we started with that project. Then after we came out of COVID, I started working on this garden series.
Yeah.
And the garden series ended up being a set of EPs called Soil and Seeds and Roots. And those were all produced by Mike Summers. And we were basically laying the foundation literally for this new album. And so after we finished that, me and Mike got in the studio and he challenged me, bro. One thing about me and Mike's like synchronicity and just our chemistry is that when we get together, we challenge each other. I'm like, yo, you ain't giving me no beats that is like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, I feel like we've been figuring each other out, but we need to like take it to another level. I think, and I told him, I'll never forget, I told him, remember a lot of the songs that we did, you would give me the concept for after giving me the beat. Give me those concepts again. And so the first concept he gave me was Karan Butler. The song wasn't called Karan Butler. He just sent it to me and was like, make this an underdog song.
Yeah.
And make this a song for the, like, an anthem for the underdogs. That was the beginning. And so we made that record. After we made it, he was like, what should we call it? Who's like a very well-known underdog? And I was like, it shouldn't be a well-known underdog, because if they're an underdog, it should be a name that nobody is used to.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like Rocky. You know what I mean? It should be an underdog like Karan Butler. And he was like, who's Karan Butler? And I was like, it should definitely be Karan Butler.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning. And then we went from there. We made 3 Stacks. He sent me that 3 Stacks record and played me that beat. It has a sample of interpolation of Outkast in there.
Yeah.
So he played that for me and was like, yo, now do a record about Andre 3000 and how you kind of want to be a person. Like, just from there, it was him feeding my mental with ideas and me painting the picture that he was giving me.
Yeah.
And then we just added um the features as the project went on, and the features were all symbiotic, bro. It was
Yeah.
not nothing that we like went out of our way to do. Like Toby, West Side Boogie. We originally were gonna have Saba on 3 stacks, but we just didn't get the first fit
Yeah, yeah.
fast enough, so we put it out. But I'm hoping to run that back around and get a record with Saba on the next album.
For sure.
But we did everything organically.
Yeah.
Everything. And it came about really organic, especially with what's his name? Kersey and Khan. These are
Yeah,
both
yeah.
artists who Mike Summers worked with and has released projects with. So it all was organic, but it's been 2 years in the making. We released Karan Butler, I want to say like October 10th, 2022.
Yeah.
So we're going to be
Yeah.
releasing the album pretty much 2 years later. But the last song that we recorded, Keep Your Grin Up, which is one of my favorite records on the album. If y'all
Yeah.
want to know, listen to Keep Your Grin Up. That's one of my joints. That was one of the last songs recorded. We probably recorded that a month and a half ago. So
Okay, yeah.
the process of the album has been 2 years, but a lot of the records are brand new.
Yeah, for sure. So over 2 years of making records for this, is there like a lot of songs that didn't make the cut?
Oh,
Yeah.
I told him like let's put out the deluxe. If you actually get the album on Even, you get
Yeah.
one of those deluxe records that didn't make the cut. But the other records that didn't, I was like, yo, bro, let's call up the big dogs and get the
Yeah.
big features.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so I do want to do a deluxe edition, but I want to run it back and put even bigger features on those songs that I didn't get to make the cut because they are crazy.
Yeah.
They just didn't make the cut because it didn't fit the theme of the project.
Yeah, I feel that.
But we definitely going to run it back with those ones that didn't make it.
Yeah. How did you get linked up with Mike Summers?
All right, so I met Mike when I was, I want to say 19 or 20 years old. I was releasing mixtapes, and I released a project called Royalty City Volume 2.
Okay.
If you a real Dub K, like, and I said Dub K,
Yeah.
there's a difference. Y'all got to understand there's a difference between ICT hip hop and
Yeah.
Dub K hip hop. I come from Dub K hip hop. All right. The Dub K where Twan Sack was king.
Yeah.
Cadence was still a rapper.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we had like juggalos in there. We had a splash of a lot of different mix of varieties of artists. We had Dark Side, Loke, what's his name? Loke, trying to think of his name. God bless him because my man's passed away recently. But Flip Loke, Dark, yeah, Flip, yeah. And So Unique, Big Cliff, they all come from the Dub K era. So shout out to my Dub K representatives. That's where I come from.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Mike, he came from that too. Gator Made, Big Face, No Coast, Dragon, all of those artists, we come from that like lineage.
Yeah.
I knew his name just in that circle. I didn't even know his name from the big stuff he did back in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I knew his name was Seven. Back then his name was Seven. And I run into him in a Guitar Center. He got a tattoo on his neck with a 7 on it. And I see him. I knew 7 was a white boy. So I'm like, yo, that's a white boy in a Guitar Center with a 7 on his neck. That
Yeah.
gotta be the producer. So I run out to my car. I grab a Royalty City Volume 2 and bring that mixtape in. And I just, introduce myself. Yo, my name's XV. I do music out here. I give him my mixtape. Now, backstory, like I said, I come from that lineage, and so does he. Back in 2003, on my album, The Answer,
Yeah.
I low-key, mistakenly stole one of his beats because he had a beat CD in the studio. And I took that beat CD. I knew his name was Seven. I took that beat CD. I didn't want to jack him. So I took the sample of it. Like, it was him playing. It wasn't even a sample. It was him playing it, and I chopped it.
Yeah.
And then I sampled that and made a beat out of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I got that song on the radio because of a contest. So he heard it. So he heard
Yeah.
me jack his beat before he even, and he was like, yo, who's this dude who has a song on the radio? And people were like, that's XV. So when I gave him my CD, when we became friends, he told me, yo, when you gave me that CD, I was like, I should punch this dude. This dude who stole my beat.
Yeah.
But it was years later, so he wasn't tripping about it. But we met in that Guitar Center. I gave him that CD. He wasn't even really amazed by the music. He knew I could rap, but he was just amazed by my connection on the CD. On the CD, it had features with like Gucci Mane, The Game,
Yeah.
um, a lot of underground artists that were like coming up at the time. And he was like, yo, how did you get, like, I had Trey Songs on there when he was just
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up. He's like, how did you get these people? I was like, yo, I produce as well, and I be sending out beats, and I just have a lot of connections. And he was like, so he was opportunistic as I was,
Yeah.
and was like, yo, let's work together. And from that point on, we just had a relationship,
Yeah.
and it was all organic, but our chemistry that we built through those years was like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's so important to like have a team, like we were talking a little bit off camera, just to have a team of people around you that
100%.
pushes you like that you
100%.
have real chemistry with.
Yeah,
That's like one of the most important parts that I've seen, at least in this whole game.
100%. I benefited so much from my Royalty City team.
Yeah.
A lot of the networks I created back when I was in high school are people who do that the real deal now.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ for the Win.
Yeah.
He was my
Yeah.
DJ. You know, when he was probably like 15 years old.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
And I didn't, like, remember we were talking off camera, and I was like, I was at a point where it's only two of you and you have to make up names for the other people. Like,
for sure.
I had a fake manager, I had a fake DJ.
Yeah.
And so this DJ I had was named DJ Eclipse. I met Win, and I was like, yo, you want to do music? You want to be my DJ?
Yeah.
I already have a DJ. His name's DJ Eclipse. You want to be DJ Eclipse? And he was like, bet. And that man took that, and he was already a fan of music, but he took that and just ran with it. He learned how to produce.
Yeah.
Of course, I showed him a few things. He'll be like, man, XV taught me how to produce, but that man, he took that and ran with it and did his own thing. He created networks. He did records with 50 Cent. He did records with Gucci. He did records with Rick Ross, a bunch of different artists. After he took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
And I love that. So that's another good thing about having a team. Me and Mike, we did the same thing. He gave me opportunities. I gave him opportunities.
Yeah.
And we ran with it. So a big part of having that team is opening opportunities for your people.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's like the most important thing.
100%.
So you got into music when you were 15 years old, right? That's where the XV comes from?
Yeah, it comes
15.
from me. I was already into music like at 10.
Yeah,
And like
okay.
loving it. Like, I was gonna be an R&B singer at this time. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was my dad did music, and my dad was also a manager. So my producer, my uncle was a producer. He produced the song Ice Ice Baby for Vanilla Ice.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I come from all of that. And then my cousin, he actually worked with Dr. Dre and signed to Aftermath, named Slim the Mobster. So my whole dad's side of the family is music.
Yeah.
And so I already had it in my blood. But at 15, I went through a lot, like a few traumatic changes that made me go like I could be going down a road that's gonna end me up like dead or in jail.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I saw myself going down that path, and I just decided at 15, like, I'm going to steer myself away from that and focus fully on music.
Yeah.
And so 15 was pretty much the age I decided to focus fully on music and leave everything. I was a square. That's where
Yeah.
the squaring comes from. I was like, I'm not smoking. If it don't have nothing to do with music, I don't want nothing to do with this. I wasn't drinking. I didn't really even start drinking till I was like actually like 21 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that really just came from me focused
Yeah.
on music fully.
Man, that's really like anytime I hear a young artist, I have, 15, 16-year-olds that rap here in town right
Yeah.
now that are around me. I'm so jealous of that.
I know.
Having that mature mindset
I
of
know.
that young.
I wish I had the fucking tools
Yeah.
that the new generation has
Oh,
for
man.
making music and for putting out music. The Spotify's, the DistroKid.
Yeah, it's so easy.
I mean, the easy presets that you can download and make yourself sound as good as The Weeknd and sound as good as Drake. Right now, is amazing. You don't have to do
Yeah.
much work. And like I'm the middle child, so I come from both eras. I come from the era where I come from Fruity Loops, and I come
Yeah.
from downloaded packs and downloading VSTs and all that. But I also come from the Triton and
Yeah.
the MPC.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel me? So it's crazy because the new students of the game have so many tools. You
Yeah.
have so many tools. You just gotta be smart with how you use them, and you have to be consistent with like that output
Yeah, for
in this
sure.
day and age.
It's incredible now. I almost just one that pops into my head randomly. I remember I'm a fan of Lil Tyler. You know who Lil
Yeah.
Tyler is
Oh
in
yeah.
Florida?
Oh yeah.
That kid blew up off of a song he made on Bandcamp on his phone.
All on his phone.
Like, that's
And he
incredible.
was how old? Like 16, 17
Yeah,
years
that's
old. Because
so
he's still
crazy.
young.
Got a legit career now.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep. And what I love is that it's all organic. People can try
Yeah.
to say like these are plants, but let me tell y'all straight up. Let me just give y'all some game real quick. When people don't understand that like the the quickness that some artists rise at, like
Yeah.
a Lil Tyler, and artists that you be like, yo, this dude's trash. Why is he blowing up so fast? Like Spot him, got him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason why is they're seeing a quick increase in activity and engagement with a certain artist that probably has no know-how of the music industry. And they take advantage of that lack of know-how, and they put people around them that say, hey, I'm gonna put this guy around you who knows how to manage your career. I'm gonna put this guy with you who knows how to shoot videos. I'm gonna
Right.
put this guy with you who knows how to do merchandise. This guy with you who knows how to do videos. And y'all are gonna go out on the road. We're gonna get this song bigger, and we're going to make you a lot of money. All right, just sign right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna just get this in paper that, we're gonna spend some money on you. And a lot of dudes who not only not know better, but like you just said, made a song on their phone.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
does it hurt, right? You feel me? So like a lot of artists don't look at it like, but they're not taking their career seriously. They're looking at it like, man, I made this song on my phone, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh, I made this song on my phone, bruh. All I gotta do is just, make another song on my phone, bruh. And all I gotta do is keep on making songs. And that's the mindset. And there ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that mindset. But you just gotta understand that the reason why some of these artists are blowing up that fast is because they're putting that foundation around them.
Yeah.
And they might not be able to make another one.
Yeah.
But I do applaud Lil Tyler because he did put a team around him.
Yeah.
He's a Floridian, so of course there's going to be a lot of
For sure.
people in the game that got some juice
Yeah.
and can teach him the way. And I saw him at Rolling Loud, fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
was
For
fire.
sure. Yeah. Somebody like that too. He's so damn young.
Yes, so he
10
has so
years,
much
he
more
could
to
be-
young.
yeah, he could be a completely
so much
different
more
artist.
to grow, so much more to learn from,
Yeah.
and then it also allows his audience to grow with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
for
as
sure.
he matures and evolves, it won't be weird to his audience that he's growing up because they're growing up too. I feel like I have that same benefit as an artist from the blog era.
Yeah.
Artists from the blog era, we grew up with kids in college. So those kids in college have families, they have mortgages, they got car payments, they got jobs, and they have real life situations
Yeah.
that they deal with that I feel like artists like me, artists like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Mickey Fax, we all just come from that era of being able to like already lyrically tell that story,
Yeah.
but now we're able to evolve and tell more and more stories. So that's the beauty of growing up with your audience as well.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. How do you think, as somebody who's been in the game for a long time, hip hop is such a weird genre in that, I'm uneducated on other genres. I won't speak like I know,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of other genres, like, country, for example,
Mhm.
you can turn on the radio with some country and the song comes on from 15 years ago.
Yep.
It all sounds pretty similar. It's
Yep.
all kind of in the same vein.
Yep.
Hip hop changes so fast,
100%.
so often, so fast.
100%.
As somebody who's been in the game so long, how do you, I guess, like, stay with the times, not even just like sonically, but just like with the business, when going from CDs to streams to this to
Yes.
that, like,
Oh man,
it's
that's
such
a
a
great
fast
question.
changing.
Great question. I feel like for one, you got to understand what you just said is so true
Yeah.
because hip hop is the youngest
Yeah.
genre. It's only 51 years old right now.
Right.
So like the originators of it still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really crazy. You can't find the originators of country right now. You
Right,
can't
right.
go back to the originators of even house.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not around right now.
Yeah.
Hip hop is young, youthful. So because of it being youthful, it's been growing up since the beginning.
for
And
sure.
here we are and it's still growing up. But I do feel like there is a period of time that now hip hop is becoming a staple, that platinum era with
Yeah.
the Nelly, Eminem, Jay-Z, DMX.
Yeah.
That is kind of becoming a staple. Then you throw in that 94, 95, 96 golden era
Yeah.
of Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep, Snoop Dogg, you know, Corrupt, and you throw all that in there as your golden era. And I think that we're gonna always play records like What's My Name
Yeah.
and, you know, Gin and Juice
For sure.
as those staples of what hip hop is. We're gonna go more away from the hip hop, the
Yeah.
hip. We're gonna go away from Sugar Hill Gang. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the originals. That
Yeah.
like that stuff that they don't play in country anymore. You feel me? But trying to stay up with those times
Yeah.
as an artist, not only a hip hop artist, but a young artist, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm only 39. And when you think about 39 in hip hop, it sounds like fucking old as fuck. Oh my God, shit. Even me saying it makes me want to clench my pearls, right?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is like you just said, it's a young genre.
Yeah.
And like last week, we just had an LL Cool J album drop produced by Q-Tip. Originators, okay? How do they evolve? They take that sound that they were known for and they don't try to keep up with the times. They evolve the sound that they were known for.
Yeah.
So you bring that into this new era and you don't try to do, we don't want Trap LL.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't want Drill LL.
Yeah.
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean? That would be crazy, like Drill LL, like if it was Drill, DRI, and it was like LL.
Yeah.
What if we got stuff like that? We wouldn't want that, right? We want, all right, so like I just said, the artists that grew up with me in the blog era,
Yeah.
they want to grow up with me. So they don't want to hear me reiterating something that's youthful or young
Yeah.
in the hip hop world.
Right.
They want to see me evolve what has already been done by me and what has already been done by my foundation.
Yeah.
The Jay-Z's,
Yeah.
Kanye West, Lupe Fiasco. That foundation, I need to evolve that foundation
Yeah.
even more. And I think that that's the beauty of artists now. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, even, you know, older artists like Pusha T and Jadakiss,
Yeah.
and Lil Wayne, they're continuing to evolve their sound and stay current at the same time. They still talking that talk, you know, and I'ma always talk that talk. I think it just comes to like a fighter is gonna always look polished. It's just continuing to train to look even more polished.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
What do you think about like the state hip hop's in right now in terms of like the sonic? I feel like it. I hear like both sides to it, but I feel like it
Yeah.
gets a lot of hate right now.
Yep, for
in
sure.
my opinion, I feel like hip hop's in the best time it's ever been in, and
I-
I'm young.
I have to say it is,
But
bro.
it's like
It is.
the
All right,
the
look,
versatility there
that
is in
part,
hip hop
bro.
is insane.
I just came from a 8-hour car ride to Minnesota, and my mom
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, you listen to so much different music."
Yeah.
And we weren't really listening to a lot of hip hop, but when we did listen to hip hop, I know she was thinking, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah.
Because she probably didn't think that hip hop like that sounded like hip hop music sounded like that anymore. I'm listening to Tyler the Creator. My
Yeah.
mom literally was like, "Who's Tyler the Creator?" That blew my mind. So
Yeah.
that's my first project that blew up Everybody's Nobody. That's what Everybody's Nobody means right there. Everybody's nobody to somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
for
Tyler
sure.
the Creator is one of the biggest artists in the world to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, what? I never heard of him. I'm like, yes, you have. Yes, we're just gonna keep driving. But listening to songs from him, and she's like imagine that this is hip hop. Like he's spitting.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn on Childish Gambino. He's spitting.
Yeah.
Then I turn on like I listen to a lot of like UK rap.
Yeah.
And UK rap, they going. Central C's crazy, but
Yeah.
he's like mainstream UK. I listen to just a lot of like underground UK hip hop artists, and she's like, this is crazy how diverse
Yeah,
hip
for
hop
sure.
is right now, right? You have rappers from every genre. What's the dude, the Indian dude with the video where they're driving the car around? Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking
Crazy song went viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I saw the video and was like, hold on, this is him rapping this? I heard the song before I saw the video and was like, yo, this is an Indian dude. Yo, what a time to be alive, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, Drake is a whole Canadian out here.
Yeah.
You know, people forget how different Canadians are than Americans. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, like South Park created a whole branch of comedy
Yeah, for
based
sure.
on how different Canadians are, right?
Yeah.
So, for him to be one of the biggest artists in the world, along with Justin Bieber and Weeknd,
Right.
it just shows you how diverse hip hop is. Because even when I say Justin Bieber and Weeknd, they're not hip hop artists, but they're hip hop
Yeah,
artists.
for sure.
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, there's like an unlimited amount of like subgenres to hip hop right now. It's insane.
When you say Lil Tyler,
yeah,
subgenre.
Yeah,
Playboy
facts.
Cardi, subgenre.
Facts. It's
Yeet,
crazy.
Subgenre. Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, Vince Staples, subgenre.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I would say the only people who fit in the mainstream genres, actually, you would used to call them Dirty South, East Coast, West Coast. Those are mainstream now.
Yeah.
You feel me? If you're YG, mainstream.
Yeah.
If you're Moneybagg Yo, mainstream. If you fit in one of the main streams of hip hop, which is East Coast, Midwest, you know, you got your Midwest Detroit going crazy.
Yeah. Detroit's going insane
V's,
right now.
42 Doug, like Babyface Ray. It's a beautiful time in hip hop.
100%. Yeah. So I want to talk about it just briefly. I want to touch on you were signed for a little while, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that and just what are some of the like the lessons and the things you picked up along the way of that. That's an experience that not many people can have here.
For sure. First off, it was a blessing just to get a record deal because that was my main goal. When I talk to people now and they go, man, do you ever regret signing?
Yeah.
And I think about all the people that I've talked to and I asked them, yo, do you regret not telling me to sign to Warner?
Yeah.
And every friend of mine that I have asked that question to, they have all said, nah, because your ultimate dream and goal since I first met you was to be the rapper from Wichita to get a record deal.
Yeah.
And so I never could have told you no because that was your goal. Even my manager, who never even knew that story, was like, nah, because ever since I met you, that was your goal, was to get a deal. And you were so pressed on getting one that I never could have told you not to sign.
Yeah.
And it was a great deal, a great team behind me. I had Todd Moskowitz, who was pretty much the CEO of Warner, backing me. Very rarely do you have the CEO of the label calling your phone like, yo, you ready? You're next.
Yeah.
You know, and that was Todd. I had a great team behind me, but I just had a broken plane. What happened was I got signed to a label and I never understood how, first off, it's only 3 real labels. It's Warner Brothers, Sony, and Universal. All the other labels are just umbrellas.
Right. Yeah.
You know, under that, you know, or subsidiaries under that umbrella. You feel me? And so I never really knew it was just those 3. So I'm signed to Warner. First, Warner is an American company. All right. So that's one thing. I'm already Kansan. But you throw on the fact that it's an American company. Now I have to deal with all of the basically the concepts of Americanized music.
Yeah.
So what comes with that is, unfortunately, Black people don't want to hear this nerd stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's not really a lane. Like, I literally had a very reputable industry person sit there and tell me, like, yo, we got to get you with street rappers. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm cool with the street. You know what I mean? Like, you bring me those. And he's like, because you know how Kanye got on. Kanye got on because of the Jay-Z's, the Camerons, the
Yeah.
Freeways.
Yeah.
So-and-so got on because of and he named like these artists that were like backpack rappers, and the alignment of, street and that street edge
Yeah.
that helped them. So unfortunately, I had to deal with all of those politics. And when it comes to getting signed, you have to be willing to play the game
Yeah.
and play along with those politics. If you're not, go ahead and step on out now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, because you go listen to my song Reset Button featuring Talib Kweli. He goes, I used to want a deal, but now I want my freedom. These industry motherfuckers, I don't fucking need them. The truth is they need me. The problems with the industry is deeper than the scratches on your CD. And he was talking to me.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna give you some game real quick, because I just got signed to Warner.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, can I get a verse? He was like, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna spit that shit to you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what the fuck it is. And you go listen to that record. That's really the jewels I got from the industry. There are definitely a lot of issues with the game,
Yeah.
but right now is the best time for
Yeah.
an independent artist.
Yeah,
Oh my
for sure.
God.
I'm
It is
almost
the best time.
like I know most Wichita artists, like it's their goal to get signed, to
Yeah,
get a major deal.
for sure.
To them, that's it.
Yep.
You made it.
Yep.
I'm terrified of that.
It's
Like me as an
terrifying.
artist, like I'm
glad.
almost not interested.
I'm
Like,
glad
good.
that
scares
means
me.
that means that you are seeing the game for what it is.
Yeah.
That means that you are actually understanding where the game is going.
Yeah.
The game has changed.
Yeah. 100%.
So I'm glad you're keeping up with that, because you should be terrified.
Yeah.
You should be terrified. For real, for real.
Yeah, for sure. It's a scary game, man. It's a weird thing.
Really weird.
How fast was like your like when you got signed, I guess, how fast was that rise to like
All right, so I pretty much released Everybody's Nobody 2009. The beginning of 2009 is when I started promoting it. I
Yeah.
released it in July. By July 2010, I had a record deal.
Okay.
All right. When I originally like started getting buzz with Everybody's Nobody,
Yeah.
my first like deal opportunity came from Just Blaze.
Okay.
That was my first opportunity. He came to me and was like, yo, I fuck with you. Crazy story. We'll sidebar real quick.
Yeah.
I'm in the studio, just the studio that I work in Harlem.
Yeah.
I'm in the studio waiting to get my studio room. So we're in the lobby, just like this. Me and Seven sitting on the couch, just like this. And we're sitting there talking, and I hear the beat to one of the songs on that mixtape, Everybody's Nobody, playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, Seven, be quiet. Is that Fall Out the Sky? And he's like, it is. And so we're like, yo, somebody's playing our mixtape in there. And so somebody comes out the other studio, and it's my homeboy. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
who's playing who's in that studio? And my boy's like, oh, Just Blaze is in there. And I'm like, no fucking way. Yo,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Now let's talk about missed opportunity and how you shouldn't miss an opportunity. Let's just talk about this real quick. All right.
Yeah.
This was an opportunity that I regret the most. All right. So we find out that's Just Blaze in that room playing my project.
Yeah.
Fall Out the Sky goes off. Mirror's Edge comes on after that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, they are listening to my shit. So I tell my boy Seven, I'm like, yo, you know what I should do right now? I should just storm in that studio and start performing it.
Yeah.
And he was like, you won't. And I was like, you right, I won't. And that was the end of it. And I low-key didn't believe it was Just Blaze, so I was like, what if it's not Just Blaze in there, and they thought it was Just Blaze, and Just Blaze left, and
Yeah.
somebody else is in there just playing music, and I storm in there, and it's like a little kid listening to my mixtape. Like,
Yeah.
it was just so many fear. Don't let fear control anything when it comes to trying to make it.
Yeah.
And that was a great opportunity that I missed. And lo and behold, the music goes off, the door opens, 4 people walk out, and the last person in that line of people was Just Blaze. And he
Yeah.
walks by and goes, "What's up, y'all?" And walks by, walks out, and goes into the hallway of the studio, and they leave.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I seen him. The next time I see him, I get an email like 2 weeks after that from a friend of mine who's set up that meeting of playing my music,
Yeah.
and was like, "Yo, Just Blaze wants to meet you." And so Just Blaze was the first person who reached out to me.
Yeah.
And that was in 2010. But 2010, it was a roller coaster of, I had basically offers from Sony. I had
Mhm.
offers from Def Jam. But Warner was, like I said, it was the only label that the CEO
Yeah.
called me
That's crazy.
and brought me to the studio, brought me to the label. Introduced me to Gucci Mane. I met Gucci Mane when I was younger. Like I said, he was on one of my mixtapes.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yo, you did a drop for one of my mixtapes a long time ago. Before you went to jail, you were getting managed by blah, blah, blah." And I knew your manager. And he was like, "Oh, that's great, man. That's great, man. You bounce on top. This is my brother, man." And I'm like, damn, I can't believe. I was so Kansan. I was wearing a flannel shirt.
Yeah.
I remember they were like, "Yo, don't change. Don't change who you are.
Yeah.
Don't come back in here dressed Louis Vuitton out and all that." They were like, "Don't ever change." I'm like, never, never. But that process between Warner and getting it signed, that process was probably a 3-month process
Man.
of
Yeah.
just paperwork, really. And then once that paper signature was on the dotted line, I went on tour probably 2 weeks after that for 5 months
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Mike Posner and Chitty Bang and a band this band called Far East Movement
Yeah.
that did like Fly Like a G6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just toured after that, and it kind of fucked up the momentum of my deal. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you, because I should have been right in the lab working on the album from there.
Yeah.
But I, I'm not gonna put any regrets on that, because I built a following, bro.
Yeah.
A
For sure.
fucking crazy, massive following, and that following is another reason why I'm here today.
Yeah, for sure. I know when it comes to like securing like features and collabs and stuff, I know a lot of it at this point you got to just get off the love from who you are.
For sure.
But
I did that off the love from the beginning. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, Bun B, I cold emailed him.
Yeah, that's fire.
He didn't know. He knew who I was. He saw me on the blogs,
Yeah.
but I wasn't big.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a big artist. At this time, he has a song with Drake.
Yeah.
Drake's a big artist. So this is when he has Uptown with Drake. And I reach out, and I only reached out because I got his email. It was
Yeah.
an AOL.com email. That's how I knew it was his. I was like, Bun B definitely has an AOL.com email.
Yeah.
And so I emailed him. I told him I have a record that I have Mike Posner on. I already got Mike Posner because he loved the record and was like, "Hey, man, I want to sing that hook, man."
Yeah.
And he did the hook for me out of love. So I got Mike Posner. I was like, damn, maybe I can, like let me stack it up now.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Bun B, and I sent him the version with Mike Posner. Bun B didn't even respond like, "Hey, here's how much I charge."
Yeah.
He just sent me the verse.
That's fire. Yeah, that's so dope.
I was at my mom's house on her internet,
Yeah.
opened it up, and heard Bun B rapping like "Stuck in a Dream and I Can't Wake Up." I'll never forget hearing
Yeah.
that come out my mom's speakers. Like, what the fuck have we done?
Yeah,
This
that's
is Bun
crazy.
B from UGK.
To me, like I said, I've never been an artist that really thinks too much about a label.
Yeah.
I more think about that type of thing,
Yes.
just collabing with people.
Yes.
What did that
yes.
feel like when you first got like those big features?
Man, I'll say the Kendrick feature. I was
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania, and Kendrick hadn't dropped Section 80 yet.
Yeah.
So he wasn't about to be like, he wasn't
Yeah.
as big as he was about to be yet.
Yeah.
But I knew how big this feature was.
Yeah.
And then when he came in, living my life like I'm living right in the midst of a fire pit, I was like,
Yeah.
it was, I rewrote my verse.
Yeah.
I
for
rewrote my
sure.
verse. I ain't going to hold you. I was in Pennsylvania. We had a show. I said I got, this was back in like Yellow Page days. I mean, it's not that long ago. It was like 2011.
Yeah.
But still, Yellow Pages. Looked in the Yellow Pages recording studios. Was like, all right, called them. Yo, what kind of mic do you have? can we come there? I just need to do a verse. And went in there, recorded, I rewrote my whole verse because I was like, whoa, bro. Getting a verse from Trey the Truth, getting a verse from Pusha T when Pusha T got on Awesome. Like, just all those moments were crazy. I worked with Passion Pit, which was like a electronica group that was big in 2010 as well. I worked in the studio with the lead singer Michael Angelakos. Being in the studio with him, I was like, bro, I was in like, I'm in Soho, New York, eating kale with Michael Angelakos. This is the most like I've made it shit ever. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah, that's cool, man. You've worked with a lot of like my favorite artists of all time. So I know that's an insane feeling.
All right, let me tell you. The craziest thing to me is that when the whole not Big Sean, but the Drake and Kendrick thing is happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I've met Drake. I've worked with Cole.
Yeah.
I've worked with Kendrick. I worked with Big Sean. So there were so many names that were getting thrown
that's crazy.
in like the top people that I'm like, I'll never ever feel like I failed.
Yeah.
Because of being able to say that I've played in the game. That's why Karan Butler was named Karan Butler.
Yeah.
Because I looked at myself, I'm like, nobody wants to be the rap Karan. Everybody wants to be the rap LeBron.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to be the rap Karan. Karan's still around. He's with the Miami Heat right now, assistant coaching. He's writing books right now. He is like a award-winning book author.
Yeah.
He has played with legendary players, and all of those legendary players, including Kobe Bryant, all would say Karan, one of the toughest players I've ever played with. Mad respect to that man right there. He's a legend. That's what I want to be. Feel me? I just want to be able to say I played with Kobe, and Kobe know me.
Yeah.
Feel me?
That's
and
hard.
He knows I get down.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think? We have a lot of local artists that listen to the show. What do you think is like some advice? What can local artists do to better promote themselves, I guess? Because I think that's the main issue here is promotion.
Sure. I think not only promotion, but I think that marketing yourself, knowing how to market yourself, right? So we just talked about subgenres, all right? Right now is the perfect opportunity to break out of just being a local artist and going to a subgenre. So let's say you're a local artist, but you are a Spanish-speaking local artist. There's so many subgenres of Latino artists and Latino playlists, all right? And in Espanol hip hop. And that Latino hip hop playlist is massive. Not only is it massive in America, but it's massive worldwide. And you can blow up in so many different ways. Now, if you don't have that capability of being like a certain subgenre, just think about being a brand of artists that you feel is necessary or needed in the game right now. I like to highlight Caleb Carnell. He's an artist that I fuck with from the town, who's from the city, who understood that there's this opening for, young black indie, like indie hip hop alternative, music lane of like almost like what lo-fi is, right? But instead of it being lo-fi, it's alternative. And indie. It's on the indie rock side, but it's hip hop. He found that lane is wide open.
For sure.
And not only is it wide open, but it's hungry for artists because the listeners don't have a lot of them. So he found that lane, ended up on Apple Music playlists, Spotify Music playlists, and building a following online of worldwide fans that know who Caleb Carnell is, that he doesn't have to now rely on success in Wichita, but he can still be a local artist. And that's what I benefit from. I don't have to rely on selling out a CD in out of my trunk in Wichita.
Yeah.
because I can get success selling merch and selling music worldwide because I understand that my marketing, even though I'm a local artist, my marketing is so vast that I'm catering to the nerds who
Yeah.
love pop culture, the geeks who listen to hip hop, the people who um crave that old school lyricism
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their raps. I'm catering to every single one of those markets. And what I try to do is make content, reels, um, music videos, put out press and
Yeah.
get press doing podcasts like this to kind of let people see what I'm about
Yeah.
and see who I am. And then they hear the music and they go, he's exactly what I watched or what I heard in that interview or what I saw live,
Yeah.
and they become a fan. You just got to understand that you don't need to be the biggest fucking rapper or the
Yeah.
biggest fucking artist to make a decent living off of music and off of something you love. All you need to do is gain support from a fan base of people that believe in what you do and consistently feed them and consistently communicate with them.
Yeah.
If you do that, you win the game, but you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
I've learned that the hard way. I've learned that the smart way. So you just have to continue to feed your base, and if you can't find your base, um, take a deeper look within on who you are.
Yeah.
Go to your closest friends and ask them, yo, when you around me, what makes me unique?
Yeah.
What do you think makes me original? What do you think makes me different than everybody else? And hear what they say, and then take note of that and build on that within your own branding.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, man. I feel like you were speaking to me.
Yeah, come on now. Come on.
Yeah, I done had conversations with Wzrd before, like off camera and stuff for a while. I've been making music for like year and a half now, something
Okay.
like that.
Yep,
Like the first year, I like the music I'm putting out. I wouldn't put it out if I wasn't.
of course.
But you know, you do have that. I had this conversation on the podcast the other day. You do have that almost like a pressure as a beginning artist to feel like you gotta like fit in.
Yes.
Almost felt like for a
Yep.
while I was like making like trap shit and like a certain
Making
like
shit
kind
that
of
you
vibe
didn't-
that
yeah.
like I like it, but it's not what I would have been making.
Yes.
I just thought like this is what people want to hear here. This is
Yes.
what's gonna
right
like
now. This was
yeah.
gonna work. So let
I
me
really,
just do what's gonna work.
Yeah, coming in here, meeting Wzrd, who has like the versatility in the production, showed me what I wanted, knowing that I could actually do it, and then experimenting with that with Wzrd,
Yeah.
and then hearing people like Hippie K who comes in here tell me that it was hard when I experimented.
Fire.
You know, having people like,
That's when you realize you won.
yeah, that's when I realized like, oh, okay, like I really can just make what I want to make, and
Yes. And
somebody
people
will fuck with it.
receive it.
Yeah,
That somebody will
For
fuck
sure.
with it. It don't gotta be everybody.
yeah, for sure. Somebody's
You know
gonna
what
like
I
the
mean?
same thing I
Because
like.
somebody is going to dislike it.
Yeah, for
so
sure. for sure.
everybody won't love it.
Yeah,
So there's nothing you can make
yeah,
that everybody will love. So you might as well make something you love.
yeah,
You
100%.
feel me? And that's what I do. Like, there's songs on my album that I probably would be like people don't want to hear this
Yeah,
on an album in 2024.
yeah,
But I do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to hear this on the album. And
Yeah.
if I do, I bet there's one other person,
yeah, for
and
sure.
I'm gonna find you, that's gonna want to hear this.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's a battle I've been going through right now with my music, just
And that's-
because I
That's
like
a good battle.
everything. Like
Bro,
yeah,
my album Complex
yeah,
is called Complex
yeah,
because I felt like I want to do everything. I want to do soul music. I want to do
yeah,
headbang music.
sure.
I want to do trap music. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to make club music.
yeah,
So, Seven reeled me in, and Seven was a great, like I said, he helped me with my song building and song creation. He helped reel in all of those complex personalities
yeah,
and go, yo, like, let's hone this into just this lane right here.
yeah, yeah,
And then once I realized that, that's where the Squarian-esque music came from. And that's when I started doing like more shit with electronic music
yeah,
and more shit with EDM and rock and rapping over Smashing Pumpkins and
yeah,
Pink Floyd. Cause then people were like, oh, you know Pink Floyd, or you know
yeah,
the Pixies. Once they realized like I was that guy, they were like, oh.
yeah,
And then I
yeah.
realized, oh shit, you all love me for me. Let me be myself more.
Yeah.
And I think that once you win being yourself, you'll find that. But don't be hard on yourself, bro. My first music, I was 50 Cent out. I was G unit
Yeah.
all the way. And anybody who knew like royalty, they
Yeah.
knew I like studied 50 Cent and modeled my sound off of him.
Yeah.
Now I did tell my story
Yeah.
with that sound, which is what you're gonna always do, but that's how you're gonna
Yeah.
find yourself.
Yeah.
Just continue to tell your story within the music and you'll find that lane. Don't ever be hard on yourself, especially you just say you've been making music for a year and a half.
Yeah.
When I was making music for the first year and a half, like first 5 years, you know,
Yeah.
it was Jay-Z and 50 Cent.
Yeah. For
All
sure.
right. So you got to go through that.
For
I have a
sure.
song Be There, Be Square that talks about that. Like I used to rap like Mace back in 9-8, you
Yeah.
know, because that's what I thought. And I say the niggas at the mom and pop will laugh in my face.
Yeah.
You know, like thinking that you a dude from Harlem. Like, what are you doing? And that grew me to being a square.
Yeah.
And it just helped me find out be who you like, who you supposed to be, who God made you.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that.
Yeah.
How I see you got the XV merch on. How important is the merch you thinking right now?
Merch is huge.
Yeah.
The artists before me, the Tech Nines, the Wu-Tang Clans,
Yeah.
even the artists that did like brand deals, like Drake and T.I., Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
all of these artists, they survived off of touring and merch.
Yeah.
When I say survived, I mean paid car notes,
Yeah.
paid, you know, mortgages off of touring. Like the music money, it's cool. It'll
Yeah.
always just be cool. Music's something that, like, as we talk about it, you realize it's something that's people are so passionate about that it's easy for people to not see the value
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you think about something that you can wear,
Yeah.
somewhere you can go and hear the music and experience the music,
Right.
it's worth the price of the ticket. It's worth the price of the merch. So I think there's a reason why bundles blew up during
Yeah.
the streaming era, because the music already wasn't making enough money, so they were like, let's bundle it
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
stuff that matters. And the stuff that matters is the merch, the tickets, the the hats. There's so many different ways of making merch. I have green backpacks. I have USBs that are green backpacks. I have
Yeah.
magazines. I have picture books. I have posters.
Yeah.
I have magnets. I
That's
have
dope.
stickers. Like I said, when you find your base, there's nothing that you can't create to rep your base. You gotta look at yourself like a baseball team or a football team or a basketball team. You know, if I'm a Bulls fan, I want the Bulls socks. I
Yeah.
want the Bulls hat. I want the Bulls gloves. I want the Bulls beanie. I want the
Yeah.
Bulls sweater. Hook me up. You know, I saw somebody come up to my job the other day and he had the full Childish Gambino merch on from the tour. I was like, yo, did you go
Yeah.
last night? He was like, it was crazy. It
Yeah.
was crazy. He was bando stoned out. And I love that because you able to rep your artist and then you're able to send your fans out as
Yeah.
almost like a walking billboard,
Yeah.
out as
Yeah.
a
For sure.
a representative of the music that you create.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I
So
feel that.
so rock your XV merch. Let them know what the
Yeah.
Vizzy boy is about.
100%. You got I seen in your bio, you got an upcoming book as well.
Yes. I
That's
have an
fire.
upcoming book. It's called Hip Hop Stars. I'm hoping to release it this year. I'm just
Yeah.
ironing out all the publishing stuff. It's a whole nother world
Yeah.
than music, and I've been studying music so long that I'm kind of stuck in the way of how you do music.
Yeah. For
That
sure.
they're like, nah, bruh, we need this like 6 months in advance. I'm like, all right, bro, just relax. So we're lining up everything, but pretty much it's a book about hip hop astrology, and it ties in the like I just said, hip hop is 51 years old.
Yeah.
Astrology is 4,000 years old. So a lot of people throw astrology out as a pseudoscience, as some bullshit, some shit that girls talk about at the club just to find out
Yeah.
like how toxic you are.
Yeah.
And it's not that. Like if you took that 4,000-year-old science and applied it to a pool of people for only 50 years,
Yeah.
I bet you're going to find some amazing coincidences. So that's what I did is I took all of the knowledge that I've actually physically and personally experienced.
Yeah.
You know, me meeting rappers and being like, yo, what's your girl's sign? And then be like, she's a Taurus. I'm like, oh, shit, Scorpio and Taurus. Yo, you know that y'all, and just knowing that there's certain connections. Like my boy, his birthday was the other day, September 11th, Chitty Bang. He's September 11th.
Yeah.
Our manager, me and Chitty Bang had the same manager. Shout out to Ant Money. Ant Money and Chitty Bang, same birthday, September 11th.
Yeah.
Virgo also rules commerce. Virgos rules the hustler, the money maker, the person who's trying to always think of a dollar, right? That's the Virgo. So it's crazy that my manager's name was Ant Money.
Yeah.
That was literally his management name. And so I just took a lot of the stories and personal experiences I've had with the music industry and put it all into a book to share people. Like, you're a Libra, right?
Me? I'm a Cancer.
Oh, you're a Cancer?
Yeah.
My Cancer brother. What day?
June 30th.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So when you're saying that, trying to find yourself, I'm a Cancer as well.
Okay.
I went through the same thing, and I understand that because Cancer, we're a reflective sign.
Yeah.
And so you put water in a bowl, it becomes the bowl. You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup.
Yeah.
And we're already a directive type of water, meaning we need direction. We thrive off of it.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you're going to, of course, lean into certain sounds just to find that direction. But that's why I say keep on searching, because that's where you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Just that, I feel like astrology was something I found during a very dark time in my life. And when I was going through that dark time in my life, the world was also going through a lot of like divisive and divided mind states. And astrology brought this symbiosis and collective mind state and collective conscious to me.
Yeah.
And it made me realize like God does have a plan with everything. And like I said, I was going through a lot of depression, and I was like, yo, there's a plan for this.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at cancers, like I looked at some of the cancers such as 50 Cent, RZA, Royce the 5'9", Trey the Truth, Casey Veggies. A lot of the cancers I ended up working with, actually. Mickey Fax, the cancers in Wichita, Caleb Carnell, Blake Warrior, Skinny Chip Yaddit, K1, Big Cliff, some of the dopest cancers I've fucked with. You know, cancers do run Kansas. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
They run Kansas. So shouts to you, because we do that. Even Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
We run Kansas. All right. So I think that it's something that's super dope to share and help artists that are out there find their voice by looking at the story of hip hop. And if you're not a fan of hip hop, but you're a fan of astrology, you're able to learn about hip hop artists and learn about the story of hip hop through the story of astrology that you might already know about.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm gonna have to tap in and read that.
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir. I'll be back. I'll be back. We'll talk about that.
For sure. Man, I think I only got a couple more questions left. First off, I know everybody gonna want to know, because you one of those names I get all the time, not only for the podcast, but like an artist comes by and like, oh man, what do I got to do to work with XV? Ask XV, bro. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Every artist that I've ever worked with, all they did was hit me up.
Yeah.
Max James, I have a fire ass record with Max James. Caleb Carnell, of course. Me and Blake Warrior have done some stuff. I've given verses to SC Trill.
Yeah.
All the OGs get my verses, period. So the OGs, I said that Dub K era, is 316. He comes from that. Bloody Hands, he comes from that. All the OGs, just to pay my salute, I always give the verses. Sir Courts, he's got a verse from me. So it's not nothing like I'm out here. I got a verse to do today. I got a verse to do today for one of the homies. So just reach out to me and give me a good record, because I do turn down records. So
yeah.
So
for sure.
I only turn down records because I wanted to be right for both of us.
Yeah, right.
I've done records with big artists, and I have a record with Jack Harlow, and Jack Harlow was just like, I don't like the verse I spit. And so I've never released it, and that was just out of love for him and respect for him. Like he was like, you can still drop it. I was like, nope. If you don't fuck with it, I ain't fucking with it. Yeah. So I always want to do a record that me and the artist mutually fuck with.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Do you keep an eye on the like younger Wichita scene? What's coming up right now? Yeah,
all the way. I love Hippie K's doing his thing. I love the young dude June MP3.
Yeah, he goes crazy.
Yeah, he goes crazy. I think just all the younger cats that are finding their way into the streaming world. Yeah. Just keep on being different and thinking outside the box, because especially with social media right now and TikTok, like the audience is there for you. They ain't trying to hear a 39-year-old rapper rehash his like classics, right? Now records can pop. Now, don't get me wrong. A record can pop for me for no reason, but I'm saying as a younger artist, if I was 18, 19 years old, I would take advantage of the fact that that's the audience and that's the base on some of these larger platforms like TikTok and Instagram. So, like take advantage of that to the fullest.
Yeah, 100%. Man, I don't think I got anything else. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Hey, man, I will tell y'all this. Me and Mike Summers have a podcast coming very soon.
Okay, yeah.
So tap into it. Just tap into me on all my social media. X to the V, YouTube.com, X to the V, Facebook.com, X to the V, Instagram.com, X to the V, X to the V. That's me.
Yeah,
Vizzy.
Sure. One last question, because I do like to end everyone with this from anybody that's from the city. This is an important one. I like this question. You got to put the people onto some Wichita spots. Because you're from the city, you rep the city hard. It can be anything from clothes, food, literally anything.
All right, so Wichita spots. I'm just going to give y'all the breakdown real quick.
Yeah.
Norton's Brewery.
Yeah.
They have the Fire Beer.
Hey, I'm headed there in 30 minutes.
See? Yeah. Gentleman. That's a gentleman right there. Fire Beer, Fire Burgers, Ty's Diner. They're only open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Nice little spot right here downtown, like a little bit downtown on 2nd Street. Classic. It's been there for like 50 plus years.
Yeah.
One of the best. The Beacon, one of the best breakfast spots. Yeah. All right. Thai food. We got so much fire Thai food.
Yeah.
And Laos food and just Asian food, period. Thai Village out there on South Rock Road, crazy. And then as far as venues go, make sure y'all going through, checking out Wave, checking out Barleycorn, keeping some of these places that allow us to continue to perform in business. Continue to go to Brickyard, even Rock Island Live if you want to, get real ratchet up in that. Real quick. I just say keep the scene alive and keep it safe out here, y'all. Stay dangerous always, but keep it safe out here because we trying to make sure that the Wichita scene can continue to grow. But if you've never been to Wichita, those are spots for you.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that was great. I appreciate you for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having
us the time. Yeah, for sure.
Always.
For sure. Should I appreciate y'all for listening?
I'll be back.
Yeah. That was another episode.